Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Haven Event Space, How to Build a Wedding and Event Venue. This is episode 5, and for those of you who've been on the journey with us, you know it has been quite a long time since we posted a video. In fact, last time I posted a video, I believe was July of 2021, which was while we were under construction. We talked a little bit about the bookings that we'd had up to that point. Well, here we are, January of 2023. Our venue formally opened October of 2021. We ended up doing about 103 events our first year in business. I know when we talked last, you guys had heard we had hit our goal of 37. Our stretch goal was 70. We smoked it, guys. We're at 103 events our first year, which was October of 2021 through December of 2022. We are going into the 2023 season right now, and things have been incredible. I'm so excited to share with you guys today. I want to talk a little bit more about what it's like actually running the venue. It's a lot different than I expected. We had fun watching some of the old videos today, going back through some of the information I'd given you guys, advice I'd given you guys. A lot's changed. Mindsets have changed. Business practices have changed. Contracts have changed. There's so much that's changed. And so I figured it'd be a good time for us to sit down and talk a little bit in our down season in January. We've got a wedding this Saturday, but we wanted to take some time to catch back up with you guys. Thank you to all of you who've reached out, who've come and visited the venue, who've shadowed weddings with us, who've done Zoom calls and phone calls and emails back and forth with us. It has been an absolutely incredible journey over the last couple years, opening and building and everything that's gone into this space. I am sitting here today in our groom's lounge. Had to show off the space versus a regular studio, because obviously now we've got a beautiful studio built here for us, so why not use it? So let's talk a little bit more. Let's recap kind of where we were and where we've gone over the last 2 years. So like I said, we did a little over 100 events our first full year open, which was about 14 months, including the fall of 2021 and all of 2022. We generated in that 14 months a little over $900,000 in revenue, which was incredible. We're very excited about that. In 2021, we did a total of 116 tours, and we booked 88 of those weddings. So we had nearly a 75% conversion rate, which was incredible. I think the reality was we were a new venue. There was a lot of hype coming to Kansas City, and so it was a little bit easier for us to kind of sell ourselves. And let's be honest, we were coming out of that COVID pandemic, and people were desperate to find a space to get married in, to gather and to come together, and we built that here for them, so that was awesome. In 2022, we did about 171 tours on site because we were open, and of that, we booked about 96. So about a 57% conversion rate there, which in the business world, in the sales world, that's incredible. I'm extremely pleased with that. It's been an awesome journey watching kind of how the business has progressed, and through that we've actually made some changes from a leadership standpoint, if you will. In a lot of the videos in the past, I talked to you guys about my wife, Abby, and I being the ones to run this venue. And what's cool is that kind of has settled into really me running the venue. We've had so much success that one of my wife's main dreams was to be a stay-at-home mom. And I think she ran a little bit of a scam, because the month that we announced our grand opening, she told me she was pregnant. So we had our first child in April of last year, April of 2022. And his name is Lincoln, and Abby today stays home full-time with Lincoln, and I have actually left my corporate job and am now here at the venue full-time as well as of last fall. So it's been pretty awesome. Today at the venue, we have 5 full-time employees. We have our venue coordinator, Taylor. She's been with us since we opened. She kind of runs the day-to-day, does all the sales, all the client interactions, vendor interactions. She's very integral. Our second full-time employee's name is Libby. She's our venue assistant. She's actually new. She just started a couple months ago, and her responsibilities have kind of become more of the admin stuff, helping with social media, managing client files, kind of helping with the back-end support in the office. When you're booking as many weddings as we are, there's a lot of paperwork, and that's a good thing. So we just needed some help with that. Our third full-time employee is Melinda. She is our facilities manager. Her job is to keep this space looking show-ready at all times. So she works regular business hours during the week and keeps the space clean and beautiful and smelling good and shiny and sparkly and perfect for every tour, right? And then last, our full-time employee, our fourth full-time employee's name is Jack, and he is our property manager. And his responsibilities include keeping the grounds, updated and maintained. So we are on a 40-acre property, as you guys know. So lawn care, landscaping, flowers, all the stuff that goes into that. There's a lot of work there. Jack does an awesome job. And then, with every event, we have little things that need repaired, damages, stuff like that. Jack does a great job helping keep the facility and the property completely buttoned up for us. And then obviously fifth full-time employee now is me. So really excited. We have 5 full-timers and about 14 part-timers today. So a total of about 18, 19 employees that work here. Part-timers are event staff, and their responsibilities are bartending, bar back, setup and tear down of the events, photo booth, yard games, all that fun stuff. So we'll do another video in the future about a little bit more about day in the life of employees here. But for today, I wanted to focus on kind of how the structure of the business has formed up. When I opened, it was just me, and I didn't know how I was going to do it working a full-time job, and I just prayed it would work. But honestly, it's been awesome, and we've kind of come into fruition as our own, and we've really built a business here, guys. It's kind of crazy to see how far we progressed from our first video a few years ago. So in our first year in business, we have been just inundated with support from our local community, from our clients, from our families and friends. You guys, we have been so blessed by the amount of recognition we've received from not only other businesses, but also, institutions that we respect. So I wanted to walk through some of the accolades that we've received in just our first 18 months open. And honestly, this is so humbling. I say this not to brag, but just to tell you guys, like, when you put your heart and soul into something and you really go after it, you give it 110%, and you show people how much this truly means to you, they recognize it, they see it, and they reward you for that. And that is honestly one of the most humbling experiences of being the owner of this venue. So far since we've opened, we last year won the Kansas Small Business Development Center's Emerging Business of the Year Award. You guys have heard me talk countless times about the SBDC and the Capital Access Center in Kansas and how instrumental they were in finding funding for our business. We were so honored at the Kansas Business Awards earlier this year to receive the Emerging Business of the Year Award from the Capital Access Center. It was crazy. I mean, in all of the businesses that started in Kansas last year, for them to select us as the winner it's crazy. It's something I literally still can't believe it, to be honest. From our clients' perspective, a lot of you guys who open venues and other wedding vendors, you're very familiar with the Knot and Wedding Wire. We very humbly accepted the Knot's Best of Weddings and Wedding Wire's Couples Choice Award last year. We also are looking forward to accepting those again in 2023. We have hit all the parameters necessary to win those awards again next year, so we're very excited about that. Kansas City has a wedding magazine called Casey Engaged. It's a beautiful magazine full of wedding vendors and resources for engaged couples in Kansas City. And this year we were nominated and won Kansas City's Couples Choice Award for Venue of the Year there, which was really incredible. One venue out of all the incredible venues in Kansas City was selected, and we accepted that in 2022. And lastly, we have been nominated and are a finalist for Kansas City's prestigious WedKC Venue of the Year Award, which is one venue in all of Kansas City that gets nominated by peers in the wedding industry. So the other awards you heard were couples choosing us. There is a final award from a company called WedKC that Kansas City wedding vendors get to choose a peer that they see as succeeding in any specific area. For us, there are 3 finalists for the Venue of the Year as nominated by our wedding vendor peers, and we are one of those 3, up against, in my opinion, 2 of the most incredible venues in Kansas City. So incredibly humbling. We'll find out in February if we bring that award home. But honestly, for me, it's not about the awards. It's about the performance the day of the wedding. And, I think the performance the day of the wedding for us has led to these awards because we have such a high standard of excellence. And for those of you that have been here, that have seen our space, that have met us in person, you know that no stone is left unturned when it comes to a wedding with us. We think of the details down to the littlest possible thing, and we execute on those, and that is what sets us apart. The space is incredible, don't get me wrong. We hired a great architect, we put a lot of thought into the design, but at the end of the day, every client you talk to are going to tell you that the number one thing that sticks out about the Haven to them is the people that work here. And so, for you guys, if you need the first piece of advice when it comes to how do I build a successful wedding venue, it is build yourself, build your heart, build your passion for the industry, and that's what's truly going to set you apart from your competitors. So how have things been going since we opened the doors? I mean, you've heard how many events we've been booking, but what do things look like behind the doors administratively? For a day-to-day at the Haven, we're here pretty much every day. It's a 7-day-a-week, never-ending amount of hours behind the walls of the Haven event space. And here's the thing, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be here. I wanted to give my life to this industry that I love so much. And from a day-to-day perspective at the Haven, we're doing a lot of tours. For us, we allow clients to schedule tours on our website through our Wix integration with Calendly. They can go on, look at our availability, and schedule tours 7 days a week. One of the things that I think separates the Haven from a lot of other venues in Kansas City is our completely open calendar. It's extremely important to me that our team has availability 7 days a week outside of event days that we already have booked, but 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to really 7 or 8 p.m. We have that calendar completely unblocked, and if any client wants to schedule a tour, one of us or all of us are here to make it happen. A lot of times it's me and Taylor and Libby doing the tours together because we like to get to know these people. We learn about their story and where they came from and how they heard about us, and we actually truly are invested in why they want to get married here. And I think that is one of the biggest things that sets us apart is that open availability and the relationships that we build with our clients. Once that client decides to book the Haven, they get paired with Taylor, our venue coordinator, and she works with them from moment of booking through the end of their wedding day and even beyond to make sure every single detail of their wedding is discussed. Who are their vendors? What do they need as far as resources from us? Do they need recommendations? Are they looking for a planner? Are they looking for a caterer that we can give them advice from our preferred vendors list of someone we'd recommend? We have a lot of discounts built in with local vendors that we work with a lot, hotel room blocks, limo companies, shuttle services, things like that. And I think that's one of the things that really helps our clients feel warm when they come and work with us because they understand that they're getting a group of people that are invested in their event and that want to make their day go perfect. It's not just about booking it and on to the next one. Like, it's a relationship from start to finish. After that client has their event here, we're following up, we're getting feedback, we're asking for positive and negative criticisms. And there's been times where clients have had negative feedback for us, and we sit down and we critically take that feedback and we implement some sort of a remedy to fix that feedback. And sometimes it's silly things like we need a clock in the bridal suite in the kitchen or whatever, and we go and make those things happen. But a lot of it is us really critically looking into how does this day run, the wedding day, and what can we do to make it as streamlined and seamless as possible for the client so that when they walk in, they don't have to think a thing about the venue. Our staff knows exactly what's going on. We talked a lot about in previous videos that we would do full weekend rentals. We have found that that's actually not something we really enjoyed. We found that a lot of our clients would book a full weekend because our pricing was so attractive for the full weekend price. However, we found that we prefer the one-off, one-day events because people weren't really utilizing those Fridays and Sundays when they would book the full weekend. So we have actually removed our full weekend rental options. If you guys go look at our website today from previous, our pricing has over doubled from when we opened. When we opened, we were at $4,500 for a Friday and Sunday and $6,000 for a Saturday. Today, we're at $8,500 for Fridays and Sundays and at $12,500 for a Saturday. And honestly, guys, the only reason that is because of supply and demand. We simply cannot keep dates on the calendar in order to justify a lower price. I mean, we have a conversation, we've raised prices 3 or 4 times now since we opened because there are no Saturdays left. I mean, we were looking at the calendar this fall. We don't have one Saturday open from August through December. So it justifies that higher price in those times. And a lot of venues will do like off-season peak pricing, things like that. For us, we're an all-inclusive venue outside of catering. So, staff, bar, set up and tear down, photo booth, everything that goes into the day of the wedding outside of like your catering floral and your actual officiant and things like that, we do in-house for you. So we see that by making that price one simple lump sum year round, it just makes it really easy for clients to understand how the pricing works, and then they pay for the alcohol package, and that's really all there is to it. So we've found that by staffing our weddings really heavy with staff, it makes our life as management way easier. So we have built a really big team of part-time employees. Like I said, I think we have 13 or 14 part-timers on site now. now. And those part-timers are any barback that's under 21 years old, so our high schoolers are considered barbacks. They're making $15 an hour, and then any bartender, anyone over 21 that is trained on the bar, is making $20 an hour, and then everyone splits tips. So we pay our employees really, really well. That honestly has been a huge blessing for us because every single employee that we've hired is still with us. We have not had to let anybody go, and we've only lost one person because they moved away. So it really has been an awesome staffing experience for the Haven, having such a great team that's been with us since the beginning, which means that every wedding, as the owner, if I can't be here, which I try to be at like 95% of the weddings, but if I'm out of town or can't be here, I know my staff knows what's going on, and I trust everyone, and I don't have to worry about it. And that's a really comforting feeling, knowing that your clients are spending $20,000 to book your venue for the day, and that you can walk away and not stress that it's going to be perfect, nothing but perfect for them. So one of the biggest pieces of advice that I would give you guys, and that I've learned over the last 2 years, really creating and building this business, is that nothing that you plan is going to pan out the way that you think. And being flexible, being adaptable, being patient is a very good trait to have in this industry. The wedding industry is a very high energy, fast paced, honestly kind of aggressive industry to be in. And so by putting yourself in the mindset that you are going to be the opposite of that, and that you're going to slow down and take the time and have the passion and the care for the client, that's what's going to set you guys apart. I think one of the reasons that we have seen the success we've seen, and that we continue to see the success we see, is again because of the people. You know, we take time to love our clients. We take time to love our staff. We spoil our staff rotten here. You know, we do holiday parties. We do random bonuses. We do anything we can to let the staff know we love them, because without them, it wouldn't be possible. So from a business owner perspective, take time to be slow, be patient, and just go with the flow. You know, things are going to change. Your business is going to open as you open your venue. It's going to open, and things are going to be 12 months from now completely opposite of what you expect them to be. And hopefully it's for the better. For us, it was for the better. And we know that it's just a beginning. We've got a long way to go. You know, I'm interested in continuing to make more videos in regards to the behind the scenes of the business. So one thing I'd really like to ask in this video is, what do you guys want to know? Ask me some questions in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe to follow this journey. I'm going to get back into making these videos on a regular basis for you now that I have help with editing them. So we'll get back to making these, but I want to answer your questions. So what on the business side of things are you guys wanting to know? We've talked a lot about the progression of creating, designing, implementing, funding, all that in previous videos. So if you have questions on that, go back and watch the previous videos, but let's dive into more of the business stuff now. So comment below, ask any questions you guys have. We'll hop back on here in a couple weeks and answer some of those questions. And again, if there's anything personal, if you guys want to reach out, feel free to reach out to us. Our email address here is info@thehaveneventspace.com, and you can always send us an email with questions or comment below. We'll respond to you. So we appreciate you guys watching the video and are looking forward to talking more over the next year here with how to build a wedding and event venue, now with the wedding and event venue already built. So we'll talk about the business side. So thanks again, guys, for subscribing, and have a great rest of the day.